Hello and welcome back. This is Dan again. We're playing Kerbal Space. I have assembled what I believe is an orbital capable rocket or orbit capable rocket. And we are going to give this a shot. So we're going to throttle up. We're going to bring our SAS online. And we're going to launch. And as you can see, we've got 3 liquid strap-on boosters. We've got a central stage. We've actually got 2 stages there. And a small one-man crew capsule. Bob Kerman, he looks terrified. But as you can see, we're taking off from Kerbal Space Command there, from our launch site. We are going up. So we're actually going to be ditching these strap-on boosters here, and with this game, spacebar is your action key. It will activate the next event in the chain of commands over on the left-hand side there. So we've got our rocket engine firing here, and tells us how much fuel we have, and then we're actually going to pitch over here. We're going to hit about 90 degrees. We're going to try and pick up a little bit of speed. And as you can see, our trajectory is really the galactic plane, and the sun rises along that. And so if you hit on the right time of day, you actually just point for the sun and head out that way. There. Now, one thing I'm going to do once we reach orbit is I'm actually going to alter our orbit. I'm going to set up a maneuver on our flight path, and when we reach that point, we'll initiate a burn, and we'll actually alter our orbit around Kerbin, because when we enter orbit around it, a little bit of an explosion scared the hell out of me there. I thought I lost it all. But when we enter orbit around Kerbin, we're actually going to be in a somewhat elliptical orbit, so we want to make a burn just to bring it around and make it nice and circular. So here we go. We've got our last stage. This is actually what I would consider a service module, and a service module propulsion, or SPS, similar to an Apollo spacecraft. Here we go. We're going to check our flight trajectory. You can see right now we're still kind of lined up for a suborbital flight. We would land somewhere on that side of Kerbin. So we're not actually obtaining orbit yet. But what we'll do is because we've got the velocity and I know we have the altitude, we'll bring our engine back down. We'll throttle back down. We'll come back to this view, and we'll see our apoaps right there, or what we would call apogee, the maximum height of our flight path. And we'll add a maneuver, and that maneuver is going to be in about 14 minutes, it said. We're actually going to bring that around. Nice. Circularize it. We can just modify these. So there we have Mun off in the distance, and looking at our navigation display here, we see on the right side, look at that, we have an estimated burn in T-minus 13 minutes and 51 seconds, and we have to burn about 280 meters per second of delta V in order to change that. And what we can do is because I'm a very impatient person, we're actually going to speed up the clock. And we're going to actually deactivate our SAS, and we're going to put ourselves right on the trajectory path there. That's where we need to burn in order to get ourselves right there. There, that little blue crosshair. So we'll speed up time, this up a little bit better, and we're going to perform our burn. So as you can see right now, our flight path isn't actually even going to take us into orbit. We're actually going to come down somewhere over here on the surface of Kerbin, and so we are still technically suborbital. So what we want to do is in 12 seconds here, we're going to actually perform a burn, throttle up, and we'll see that our delta V meter drops as we apply the appropriate thrust at the right time, and so on and so forth. So, and here we go. We're going for our burn. We're burning, we're burning, we're burning, we're burning. Burning what's necessary. And we have plenty of fuel. Plenty of fuel. And we have 7 more seconds for our burn. Plenty of fuel. Coming down. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change it so we match a little bit better here. We'll kind of burn. And we're good. And that'll be it. That'll put us on a nice circular path, and look at that. Our orbital trajectory now matches what we set up. And so what we can do is show that again. Now our apoapse, and let's see, our apoapses match. So if we actually accelerate our time, you have to forgive, we have a couple more spacecrafts in orbit, but this one right here with the dotted line is us. So if we speed up time, we can see that we will continuously orbit. We are in a synchronized orbit. Maneuver to change our inclination. Put ourselves in a high inclination there. Boom. Just like that. Okay. We'll go back and we'll take our spacecraft. Well, I actually installed these, now that we've got 4 minutes to kill, I actually installed these solar panels. And these are great if you've got ion propulsion. That's an option in here. That's for a little bit of ion propulsion. And, these will actually automatically align themselves with the position of the sun, wherever that might be. Alright, let's see here. We're going to take our essay, put that back on track. And as you can see, our inclination is slowly changing to match what we had set up. And it's just that easy. So we can see our delta V's dropping. We're actually expending quite a bit of fuel on this. I don't know if we'll actually be able to re-enter this Kerbal into the surface. And will actually definitely not be landing him back where he belongs, back at our command center, but that's okay. He's on a long duration mission. Bring up that, and we can see we cut our burn a little early, but we're changed our inclination, and now we will orbit on that flight path. So. And there we go. We've changed it. We're a little bit more elliptical now, but we can always modify that if we needed to. And it's just that easy. Alright, well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. And stay tuned. We'll have a few more videos up.